Good afternoon, ladies and gents. So I thought I would break down the government support package for SMEs. I'm going to do it bit by bit to break it down in some detail. So um, if you go onto the government website, they have a plan of how they're going to essentially support SMEs during this crisis of COVID-19, right? So they've got, of course, the SSP. They've got a number of things. I'm not going to go break down what there is. You can read this right on the government website. But what I'm going to tackle today is this particular one is the coronavirus business interruption loan scheme, where they're saying they're putting up to £5 million through for SMEs via the British Business Bank. So I've looked at some of the others, and I think that most people are not going to be applicable for some of these. So I think this is your best way in and access to money as it stands, right? So if you're not familiar with the British Business Bank, make sure that you are familiar with it. They are always providing details of funding. Now, in my opinion, funding is always difficult. Whilst this is the government's flagship program, and it has been for some time, it's always difficult. And their funding partners are ones that you've heard of anyway, which are notoriously difficult to get money from. Anyway, let's move forward. So this is the coronavirus business interruption scheme. So if we go here, it says very clearly that this was in the 2020 budget. So they have planned for this, and it's going to be available in the coming weeks, inverted commas. And on the first line, what does it say? This has been brought forward, and we now expect the new scheme to become available week commencing the 23rd of March. So that's next week. So as it stands, it's not even available, right? There's no point in looking at the partner page. There's no point in really worrying about, are you eligible? Because the partners probably don't even know the process yet. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I always find these funds notoriously difficult to access. So they've put some information here about, essentially you're going to be liable for the funds and so on and so forth. But anyway, that is as short and sweet as I can keep it. British Bank, check it out if you're an SME. But essentially, there is no update. We do not know how to access this money yet because it hasn't come into effect. And you can check out the partners. And if you check them out, there are familiar names that we are aware of anyway. So they're Barclays, HSBC. These are high street brands that are affiliated with the British Bank. And let's see if there's any smaller ones that most may recognize. No. So I will do an update next week. As you guys know, I have an array of mentees and people that I consult with. So we'll be looking at these in real life. We will be checking to see, not because we're just trying to have a look, but because some businesses are in need. So we'll know. So come next week, we're going to figure it out, and I'll let you guys know. Let me know if this has been useful for you, and like, comment, share. Until next week.